What's going on, everybody? C4 here. Welcome back to the channel, and we are here for our second College Football Revamped rebuild here in NCAA 14. We're fresh off the heels of a successful Miami Hurricanes rebuild, and I want to do something a little bit different. So I asked you guys in the comments to give me suggestions about what school you want to see second, and I wasn't always going to, and I will not always just go with the top team. I want to go with the team that's the most interesting. So the top team from the comments was Wisconsin, but I felt like Wisconsin, in terms of reputation, in terms of recruiting, in terms of base roster, was a little too similar to Miami. So let's kind of space that out a little bit. And another top team that I was like, yes, that's what we're doing, Maryland. The Maryland Terrapins. I have no idea what a Terrapin is, but we are going to be taking over Maryland here at the beginning of the 2020 season. We're going to go 5 years. We're going to try and make this into, I guess, try our best to get into a national championship. I mean, like, there's going to be different levels to these rebuilds, but the end goal still remains the same. And the biggest reason why I want it to be Maryland is the man under center, the Alabama transfer, Tua Tagovailoa's brother, Tua Tagovailoa, who, generally, statistically speaking, wasn't amazing in his first year, but he had a couple big games here or there, and I think there's enough there for me to go, okay, we're going to have him for 3 years, right? So let's see what we can do in that 3-year period and try to build this team up, build this program up. Maryland's one of those teams, like, if there's ever just a ridiculous team that lands a 5-star, it feels like it's Maryland. Like, I remember way back in the day, they landed Stephon Diggs out of high school, and he was like a 5-star recruit. And I was like, how? What? How? Why did he go there? And I think this year, in real life, in their 2021 recruiting class, let's see here. Let's literally do Google on the fly. I'm trying to remember at the top of my head. I'm pretty sure they got a couple 4-star D tackles. They do. They got a 5-star. Terrence Lewis, a 5-star. They got a 4-star DN, Desean Robinson. They got a couple of they got 5 4-stars. For a program like Maryland that's kind of, unfortunately, been a little bit irrelevant, their recruiting is on point. So looking at our roster here, we got Jake Funk, White Lightning out the backfield. He's a solid running back. He's a senior. I do think we have some really solid wide receivers. Demas Jr. is an 86 as a junior. Deshaun Jones is 84 as a redshirt sophomore. But the big one, Rakeem Jarrett, 5-star, depending on what kind of recruiting site you're looking at. Another one of those just like, huh? How did Maryland land this guy? 77, true freshman. We have very, very high expectations for him. Outside of that, though, the rest of the team's not bad, not good. We have our work cut out for us. And the fact that this is my second rebuild back in the game, where I'm probably not where I need to be in terms of being able to recruit with the best of them and do all that stuff. We got Still here at corner. He's a 77 true freshman. That's a good get. But the rest of the secondary generally is pretty bad outside of sophomore Nick Cross, who is easily going to be a future NFL player. So throw into the fact that they have a legit 5-star recruit committed, and we are using real recruits, so we have to see this one out over the line. Right now, though, he is first, 65% committed to us over, ironically enough, Miami, but that would be a massive get. We also have a 5-star recruiter, Billy Bowman. We're just outside his top 3 at 4th. So we're going to see if we can continue to punch above our weight class here with Maryland as far as our recruiting is concerned. But it's going to be tough. Like, I really need to improve our secondary. We have no corners that are really overly interested. So we're going to take a swipe here at a couple guys that are a little bit underrated, that were not on their board, but they just are generally kind of confused about where they want to go. This is going to be one of those ones where, I'm going to get good. I'm eventually going to find that pocket once again for NCAA recruiting. We're going to get to where we need to be, and L is going to be right in the world. But the biggest question for this is, how far will that man under center, Tua Tagovailoa, take this Maryland Terrapins program? So that being said, one thing I do need to note, and I feel like it's worth it to bring this up just right now in this video before, because I know a lot of people worked hard on this mod. I do not have the full working mod right now. Basically, because I have I don't know how it works in the modding world. Maybe it makes a little bit more sense. But I have multiple mods running in this one mod that I use. I have the mod that shows that it's 2020. I have the mod for the recruits. And also I have the mod that gives me the Xbox button overlays. And for some reason, the Xbox button overlay mod clashes with the final version of College Football Revamped. So while I do get the Xbox buttons, I don't get a lot of the menus and up-to-date stuff like that. In terms of content, I'm not missing anything. It's just visually, I pretty much have to pick and choose. Do I want the Xbox buttons or do I want all of the updated menus skins? And until I've been told that they're working on a fix for that, which would be awesome. But I just wanted to show you that and tell you what is going on from that standpoint in case you see other revamped videos and mine look just a little bit differently. That's all done. The introduction is done. Let's get in to 2020 with the Terps. So the midway point of year one, 4-2 is not a bad spot to be at all, considering our team's not even a 70 overall. You look at the stats, and Tagovailoa is first in yards right now in all of college football, which is outstanding. Deontay Demas, 650 yards, right in the mix for one of the best receivers in the country. So that helps out. The bad news, however, is that unlike in real life, we were unfortunately unable to get that 5-star linebacker, Terrence Lewis, as clearly out of all those teams, it's only a matter of time. Maryland's not really going to compete with Florida, with LSU, at least in the confines of a video game. So, I mean, our big board's not the best, but we have some guys already locked up. We got a 3-star 71 wide receiver Hill. We got a 71 running back, a bunch of it's not the greatest of draft classes. Doesn't help that we're Maryland. Doesn't help that our head coach has none of the recruiting perks. But it's, we'll take this one on the chin while we grow and develop and build this program. That's the whole point of a NCAA College Football Revamped rebuild. So we're 4-2. I will tell you, behind the scenes, I did already burn like an hour simming one first year, and I got fired. We went 2-10. So hopefully we don't end up getting fired this year. That'd be great, because if not, that's just a complete waste of time. And I'll probably just put this up as the video as is, because I'm not re-recording this. So at the end of year one, look at the Heisman, Najee Harris. We also got Khalil Herbert, Trevor Lawrence, CJ Marable, and Brian Robinson Jr. from two Alabama running backs go in the top 5 Heisman 20. That seems a little suspect, but it is what it is. We finished the year 7-5, and we're headed to the Cheez-It Bowl against 7-5 Oklahoma. Now, behind the scenes, this was incredibly difficult. I had to play 3 full-length games. Usually I just sim, but because of how the contract is that we took over when we started this with Mike Loxley, you needed 7 wins. I had 1 year where I went 6 and I still got fired. I didn't get a new contract. So for the sake of the rebuild, I had to grind behind the scenes to go to 7-5. But what is honestly shocking and surprising is Tua came number 2 in passing yards. And like in most of my games, I was running the ball. Like I was struggling throwing it. So that's some of that. But look at the stats here after this bowl game. But 7-5 should be enough to get us a new contract with Maryland. Hopefully it's 3-4 years so that we don't have to worry about this nonsense for the rest of the rebuild. So I'm just going to give you guys a spoiler here when we look at our stats. We lost the Cheez-It Bowl 27-7. That's what happens when you're a 77 overall team. I still can't believe we had expectations of a 7-win season. This is one of the worst teams in the game. Tua broke a record, though, for most passing yards in a season, most passing touchdowns in a season. Demas Jr. broke receiving yards in a season, touchdowns in a season, knocking off Torrey Smith, set the record in 2010. So let's just get a final look here at our stats. That was a very productive year. Man, wasn't this guy Lance Legendre? He was in QB1, I think. But either way, Talia Tagovailoa, I didn't think he was a senior. Tagovailoa, 3,600 yards, 27 touchdowns, 5 picks. That's pretty good for the sophomore. Jake Funk, tough motherfunker, 650 yards, 6 touchdowns. Hey, Tua's little brother, Talia, 5 rushing touchdowns as well. So over 30 on the year. Dante Demas Jr. finished 67 catches, 1,400 yards, 13 touchdowns. Baller. 960 and 6 for Deshaun Jones. Cobb had a nice year as well. Definitely would. Oh, that's probably why I would say. Had higher expectations for Raheem Jarrett, the highly talented true freshman. It looks like he had an injury, which was pretty tough to come back from. Not crazy numbers on the defense. 4.5 sacks by Ukwenuo. Sure. 3 picks. Jacorian Bennett, the junior, 72 overall. It's not bad, but again, our defense not great. But luckily our offense was on fire, and hopefully we get a brand new contract and we can build on this into year 2 of this rebuild. Oh, thank God. We got an extension. We had to grind for the extension, but we got the extension. So very nice. We will be retaining with Maryland. So look at the guys that are leaving. Seniors are bouncing. This is going to be one of those rebuilds where it's going to be really, really tough to see our seniors go because we don't have a whole lot of talent on the roster right now. Well, we're trying to fix that. But Desean Jones, the redshirt sophomore, is declaring absolutely not. Yeah, definitely want to stay here and get your college degree. So like our previous rebuild, and like I'm going to set as the precedent for all these rebuilds going forward, if it's anything 3rd round and below, I'm going to try to convince them to stay. If they have projected 1st or 2nd, even if they are a redshirt sophomore, I'm going to let them go to keep a sense of realism. So signing day, work in progress, finished 48th in the country, ahead of Ole Miss, Baylor, Texas Tech, some Virginia Tech, Iowa State, Arizona State, so some pretty solid programs there. 48's a good starting point. We have 2 4-stars, 2 running backs, Brown and Alvarez. A lot of 3-stars. Let's be honest, it's not. I'm still working on it. I'm still figuring out the kinks. I never want to get to a point where I try to cheese the system to be like, hey guys, Maryland rebuild, and in year 2, I got 8 5-stars and stuff like that. No, I wanted to be realistic, but didn't do a particularly great job finding diamonds in the rough. That's something that I am noticing about the first 2 years of all these rebuilds where I use the real recruits. It's going to be a lot more difficult because a lot of those guys are already kind of trending towards the big schools versus, say, when you get the generated draft classes, I have a much higher chance at getting those 4- and 5-star potential players. But number 48 overall, it's a good building block for a team that has a 3-star prestige. It's only a 77 overall. Year 2, here we go, Maryland. Let's go. Build off 7 wins. Our team's looking better, definitely for sure. For our depth chart here at quarterback, Tagovailoa is back as a junior, 91 overall. Not much depth behind him. We have Isaiah Jacobs, redshirt freshman, is going to be a part of a 1-2 punch with Benny Poon. We got 93, Desean Jones, 91, Dante Demas, 82 Cobbs, 82 Rakeem Jarrett. Actually, I want Jarrett to get a little bit more reps there, higher ceiling. Plus, when you look at Cobbs, he has 70 speed for some reason. So that's a bug. That guy's so slow. Give me literally anyone over Cobbs. Make him, that's like a 70 speed. What are you, a D tackle? Tight end, we have a Conquo? Conquo. Sounds good, but he's a hell of a player. 86 overall. Baylor as well, coming off a hot streak. Ended last year very, very well. He's a 79. O-line, we got 85, 80, 74, 78, and 78. So it's a work in progress on the offensive line. We have Latez Rogers, 80 D end, 78, 79, 77, 80 Gate, 85 Chance Campbell, 79 Nachami. Campbell also coming in with a hot streak. Secondary still very much a work in progress. Type still is our playmaker of the bunch, but doesn't get much better than Nick Cross, 92 overall. Believe he is our highest rated player, 1 point above Tagovailoa. So he needs to have a big year. Lots of turnovers, lots of sacks. Needing to pretty much be like Jamal Adams on the New York Jets. He's going to have to take games over. Our recruiting, it's better. It's getting better. Desean Mccullough is our big fish. Last year we had a big fish, a 5-star linebacker that ended up not, we didn't have a chance. Might have one here with McCullough. We're going to work on scouting him slowly, but he looks like he is going to be a defensive player. 94 jumping. We got 82 strength, 84 pursuit. At 6'5", 220, that's looking like a D end to me. We're going to try and maybe bite off more than we can chew and contend for Barham, the linebacker. But for the most part here, we're going to try to go in 75 tackle. We got a kicker because we need one. A couple guys in the 60s. Cargman, 4-star quarterback, number 16 overall. That'd be a good get for the program. Corner, we got a center. Outside linebacker, Watts, 73 overall. That'd be a big get for our offensive line to get younger. It's not breathtaking, but I do think once we get out of the way of these realistic recruiting classes and we start relying a little bit more on NCAA, the game itself, we probably will look a little bit more repressive in the recruiting department. But that's our team. Let's get into year 2. All right, we're at the midway point. I'm not triggered, but when we're like Maryland, right? Maryland is not the worst team in NCAA, but it's probably as bad of a team as you could pick because of the conference. We're always playing super tough teams that are always going to be better than us. Versus, say, if we're in a smaller conference where a team like Maryland might thrive. So, I mean, I'm like trying, like, I don't want to just be behind the scenes playing games to like fake our record and stuff. But like when every game counts and, you know, we can beat Wisconsin, but then we lose the next fucking week to Midwest. If I get fired, so be it. But we're just gotta see through the weeds here and hopefully, you know, not 7-win. Like I tried playing this game and my team's so bad. So yeah, you know, we might get fired. This might be second rebuild in and we'll get fired. Who knows? We'll wait and see because Maryland is so bad in the sim. So bad. So at the end of the year, 7-5 again. So at least, you know, we hit our goal for, you know, our target wins. It's just, my God, the sim is a savage in this game. Like there were weeks that's like, all right, we're actually pretty solid. Like we beat Boston College, they have a good rating. Then, you know, week 12, we kicked the shit out of Wake Forest. They're a somewhat strong team. North Carolina beats us. Yeah, they're better. Clemson, yeah. That's a rough one. We can't beat NC State. I actually played that game. Couldn't win it. But nothing's more apparent of just how uncertain I am in this. I'm like, look, kick the shit out of Mississippi State. Beat Florida State. Close one with Syracuse. Close one with West Virginia. But look at this. How do we lose to FCS Midwest, but then drop 42 points on Wisconsin? A Jim Leonard-led, consistently top 10 Wisconsin defense. So, you know, it's a mixed bag. It's always going to be a mixed bag as we figure out what our bowl game and all that stuff's going to be. But, I mean, we got some, you know, impressive victories. I mean, beating Wisconsin like that is a huge victory for, you know, middle of the park Maryland program at this point in time. Heisman Trophy winner went to Jerrion Ely. I think he was a 5-star. Ole Miss. Wadley there for UTEP. Okay, weird. Tyler Goodson from Iowa. Blackshear. Hey, look at that. We're playing Minnesota in the Pinstripe Bowl. 8-4. That's slightly realistic that we could potentially win that one. The big recruiting battle is still on. Desean Mccullough, who, I don't even, like I said, I'm still not even 100% sure what position he's going to play as we look through the scouting. Maybe he won't be a D-end. Pursuits highs, 94. He's probably a safety. Well, that'd be a 6'5", 220 safety. Hell yeah. Need that on the back end, even though we have Nick Cross, who's debatably our best player. But let's get into this bowl game. We'll just sim it through, and hopefully we can go 8-5 and get a little bit of momentum as we get into year 3 of the rebuild. Progress. Tua beats Tua. Baby Tua. We should just call him that for simplicity's sake. Breaks his own record by 1 touchdown. Breaks Scott Milanovich's career. Hopefully we can get Tua to come back. Deshaun Jones with 84 receptions breaks DJ Moore's record of 80. Also breaks Demas's touchdown record from a year ago. We won the Pinstripe Bowl. We'll evaluate that game, see how well we performed in the bowl. We still are in on Desean Mccullough, which I'd be very livid if we actually lost out on him. Hopefully that helps out our job security a little bit. I'm sick and tired of these 7 wins, though, because our team's so inconsistent. But, I can't even see the bowl game? Well, we won. Apparently we won. Why won't it let me see it? Guess not, but we'll look at our season stats. We know we beat them. It's a meaningless game. Tagovailoa, 28 touchdowns, 6 picks. That's pretty much normal for him. Isaiah Jacobs, the redshirt freshman, 877 and 10. That's productive. 7 rushing touchdowns from Tagovailoa. 1,300 yards, 14 touchdowns for the junior Deshaun Jones. Demas, the senior, 950 and 5, 6 and 5 for Okonkwo. Raheem Jarrett. I'm not going to lie, man. We need to get him more touches. But with Demas going to the NFL, most likely, I mean, he shouldn't be UDFA. Jarrett and Jones are going to be our big wide receivers unless Jones decides to go to the NFL, which would be a little annoying. Big year there from Latez Rogers. The DN, 52 tackles, 15 TFL, 6.5 sacks. That's impressive. Still with 2 picks. Cross, our big-time playmaker, 50 tackles, a sack, and an interception. As everything still looks good. We didn't rock the boat too much. 8-5. Let's build on it. Make sure we don't lose Tua, his little brother, to the NFL draft. Class that's going out. Oh man, Brian Cobb's gonna try his hand with his 70 speed at wide receiver. That guy's gonna be working at 5 guys come next year. We're losing our starting tight end, starting kicker. Demas is going, projected round 3. Good for him. Excited to see what he can do. We're losing our backup transfer. Nick Cross wants to declare, but it's round 6. So that is enough for me to say, hey, stay, because we desperately need you. Easily our best player on the defense side of the ball, and we're able to convince him to return for his senior season. Look at that, we're getting it right. 49th recruiting class last year, up to 22 this year. The rebuild in full effect. Got 4-star tackle Watts, 4-star quarterback Cargman. We got the athlete, most likely going to be a safety, McCullough. That was the big fish that we were waiting on. We got a 4-star center in Smith. Bunch of 3-stars, slowly building a lot of depth to our roster. The 1-stars, I mean, who gives a shit? Those guys there are going to be more so water boys in the offseason. But look at that. Also, Wallace, 3-star, 6'7" D end. Very high ceiling. Also, can reach the ceiling of every room that he stands in. So that helps. Year 3 with the Maryland Terrapins. We've got better. Marginally better every year. Year 1, 7 and 6. With number, barely a top 50 recruiting class. Year 2, 8 and 5, bowl victory, almost top 25 recruiting class. So things are only getting better. This is probably gonna be an all or nothing year. If we're gonna make some noise, we're gonna get ranked, if we're gonna play potentially in a conference championship game, which is, let's be honest, incredibly difficult when we are competing against Clemson. When we're, I actually think we have a good shot against everyone not named Clemson. It's just we're in the Atlantic. And that's probably almost going to be our game. I might even hop in and play that game against Clemson this year, because that's probably got to be the biggest one. Preseason All-Americans. We got a couple on our squad here. We got Deshaun Jones, first team wide receiver. We have second team Tagovailoa, Talia Tagovailoa, second team, rated as the second best quarterback in all of college football, and he is going to have to carry this team. No more FCS sim losses. We cannot have that happen. He's a 98 overall, most likely will be a, at worst, day 2 pick in the NFL draft. The running back room is pretty solid here. Jacobs is also an All-American, 87. He's redshirt sophomore. No one over a sophomore for our running back room, so I'm happy with that. At wide receiver, Deshaun Jones, first team All-American, 97 overall. Raheem Jarrett, 87. We have Charles Njoku, 84, and Dino Tomlin, 80. Wonder if there's any NFL relations there to David Njoku or Mike Tomlin. I don't know, but potentially. Baylor at tight end, solid, consistent, not very fast with 72 speed, but he is reliable and a solid blocker. Offensive line, Jalen Duncan, 91 overall, most likely will be an NFL caliber player. We got 85, 80, 83, and 82 for the rest of the offensive line. Defensively, my God, can we just have more difficult names to pronounce? Boltapelli. Joseph Boltapelli, 81 D end. We have Nasili Kite, 83. Inside, Almas Titty. I hope that guy gets 40 sacks this year. Anthony Booker Jr. as well. Linebacking core, 84, 84, 84 across the board. So much improved from a year ago. We have still in the secondary, Ever Present's been playing since he's a sophomore impact playmaker. Free safety, we have Osita Smith. Yeah, pretty good, but the big dog, Nick Cross on the back end there at strong safety, 97 overall, one of the most prolific and talented defensive players in all of college football. So much like Tagovailoa, we're going to need him to take over games, dominate, to give us a shot this year at competing in the ACC. So let's go. I think we're just going to honestly sim right up to that Clemson game. I'm going to hop in. That will act as if that Clemson game, if we can upset Clemson, that's almost as good as a national championship here with Maryland here in College Football Revamped. Quick look at the recruit board. Nothing too crazy. I was hoping, we're going to try and swing for the fences here. Usually, it gives you a couple layups. You'll get a couple 74 stars, maybe a 5-star that'll give you a shot. Not much here for Maryland. We're trying to go here on a 4-star quarterback, Jackson. Throw 400 points there. We need a punter. Come on, show some respect to the punter. But we're trying to land some bigger players on the defensive side of the ball. Dante Davis. We have Gerald Wright, Higdon at outside linebacker, Gray, Gore at outside linebacker, D end. This actually might be our best player, J.J. Neal, 4-star tackle, number 9 in the entirety of high school and we're in the lead there over West Virginia. So I mean, that'd be a great get on the offensive line, especially with our left tackle, a senior, most likely going to be a, you know, top 5-round draft pick in the upcoming draft. We're going to replace him with some young talent, but generally speaking, yeah, you know, you can't. At least for me, without having to figure out how to cheese draft classes, I'm trying to make chicken salad out of chicken shit with the players that want to actually come to Maryland. This is moment of truth. I literally was not seeing any of the results, and I simmed pretty much to the end of the year to our Clemson game. I'm going to say we're a game above 500. Come on, baby. Well, we got some recruits here. We got our quarterback, our safety. Missed out on pretty much all the guys we didn't have a freaking chance on. Come on, baby. Big money. Look at that. 3 consecutive wins. I like seeing that. We got school record already. Oh, come on. Give me something big. Oh, 6-4. But Clemson 6-4. Is the entire conference wide open here? Oh, my God. Oh, my God. Okay, well, Florida State. I mean, you know, the whole conference state. We can beat Clemson. It's a down year, baby. We're hopping in and we're playing Clemson because we can goddamn beat them. All right? Who's Corso taking? Well, Corso's taking Clemson. You look at Clemson, A+ all across the board. But we have more points per game, more total offense, more rush offense, more pass offense, better turnover differential, even though our defense is absolute butt cheeks. I think the Terps upset. The Terps finally get one over Clemson, even though they're 6-4 as well. No more Trevor Lawrence. I got DJ Ugalele, and he was able to get a touchdown on their opening drive. I only play offense because if you see my defense in Madden 21, you'll understand. Let's go. Oh, yeah, Sampson. Reggie Sampson, everybody. Get that jersey made. White Lightning, 87, top of the road. Getting a little bit of extra there on 36. I like it. Oh, no, that's picked. Fuck. Underthrown. Bail me out defense. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Big time sack on 3rd and 4. Like this, man. I like our wide receivers. Deshaun Jones, Raheem Jarrett. That is our advantage in this game, as well as the quarterback. God, I mean, what? Let me know in the comment section what speed sliders you guys use. Mine are on default 50, and everyone feels like they're running in quicksand. Now, I do know some of my starters have 72 speed, but I don't know. Is 50 speed threshold what everyone runs in NCAA 14 right now? Oh, the blocks! Jacobs, the sophomore, got wheels, and he's in. Isaiah Jacobs, 32-yard touchdown. Maryland has tied this one up early in the second. What a run. That guy got some juice. That guy single-handedly turned the speed sliders down to 15. Defense does not get a stop. Ugalele gets his 2nd touchdown of the game. Clemson up 14-7. We are an air raid, because that's what we do. 23 yards, Deshaun Jones. We got breaking news. Literally while I was waiting for a loading screen. Tomlin is Mike Tomlin's kid, and Njoku is a UCLA transfer that is related to Cleveland Browns tight end David Njoku. So we got Mike Tomlin's kid. All right. We got a little bit of pedigree, NFL pedigree on the squad. All right, we got Njoku in the slot. That's going to be our first read. Jacobs out the backfield will be read 2nd. Where B's wide open. Deshaun Jones, soft coverage, and Maryland's able to respond. Oh, our defense forces a turnover. Chobby with the interception, a chance to get some sort of lead, be it a field goal or a touchdown before the end of the first half. Hey, Tomlin and Njoku both looking for the home run ball. Oh, Ditto Tomlin, go! Yes, 34 yards. Able to capitalize on the interception, and Maryland, barring an epic collapse, will go into halftime with a lead in Death Valley against Clemson. Oh my God, Mike Tomlin's kid is a stud, especially on the verts. Really outside the one explosive play from Jacobs, we haven't had a whole lot. So let's see if we get the screen pass. Get the ball, manufacture touches for him. See what he can, absolutely nothing. It's bodied up. Is that Breezy? Probably is. Third and 9. This is our offense right now. Verts till it hurts. Find Mike Tomlin's kick. Or go and fit it in between two star defenders. Charles Njoku, the UCLA transfer, keeps the offense rolling. 3rd and 4. Got a little bit of an RPO. First down here would be massive. Ooh. Go! Run! You got the wheels. Stay in bounds. Keep the clock burning. Oh my God, is that good? Ah, I think I've shown 3 field goals so far in my 2 rebuilds, and I've missed all of them. He had the distance, just not the accuracy. All right, a little bit of life here for Clemson. They go down the. Let's just close this one out. 31-14. We may never play in the ACC Championship game. We may never play in a national championship game. But what we can say is Talia Tagovailoa, a 98 overall quarterback, has led Maryland to a victory over the Clemson Tigers, and that's pretty damn good. Tagovailoa finished 300 passing yards, 3 touchdowns, 1 interception. We got 89 yards rushing from Jacobs and a touchdown, 64 yards from Tagovailoa, 81 yards and a touchdown from Dino Tomlin, Mike Tomlin's kid. Like seeing that little bit of a breakout game for him. On the defensive side, Chani had in the interception on Ukulele, which is massive. Probably the biggest pick he'll have of his entire career. And this is probably the best victory I think we'll get in this rebuild. But, you know, we still got 2 years. Who knows? I don't know who this guy is, but he won the Heisman at the same point in the Miami Hurricanes rebuild. So if you're a Tennessee Vols fan, this guy's going to be an absolute god. Lyneth Whitehead. We're playing in the Duke's Mayo Bowl. That's a little disrespectful. 6-6 in Nebraska. We're 8-4. But I mean, it's a bowl game. Try to win back-to-back bowl games, and then we'll finish up the year. Alrighty, can we win back-to-back bowl games against It's Christian McCaffrey's brother against Tua Tagovailoa's brother for a mayonnaise bowl. So that doesn't get you up in the morning. That's not enough to get a like on the video. I don't know what is. So looking at this, going into halftime, we're at 14-10, low-scoring game. That's one thing that's cool about NCAA 14. Players don't opt out of bowl games. So you assume these 100% full-strength rosters here, and it's going down to the nitty-gritty. And look at that! Mayo Bowl champs! Yeah! Yeah, baby! The Mayo Bowl! In a game in his final appearance with Maryland, 2 touchdowns, 2 picks, not his finest performance. Jacobs, 58 yards and a touchdown. In his final game, Desean Jones, who's been very good for us, 4 catches, 73 yards and a touchdown. And Njoku, who very big optimism about the level of production he's going to bring next year. Same with Tomlin. He had a solid game defensively. Andrews we didn't have a whole lot of production. We're not getting, I don't know, just generally it seems like sacks and interceptions are low in the NCAA sim. But it is what it is. Back-to-back bowl wins. We're kind of building something here in Maryland, but I have absolutely no idea what the landscape of this team is going to look like once Tagovailoa goes to the NFL in year 4. So to close out year 3, here are the updated records. And Tagovailoa has just, I've never heard of Milanovic in my life, but he had all the major records. And Tagovailoa now holds all of the major passing records, shattering his record set last year of touchdowns in a year, up to 39, which is very good. 94 for his career. Desean Jones passes Jermaine Lewis for most receiving yards in a career for Maryland, as well as touchdowns. So, hey, at least our boom period, if that was the boom period of this rebuild, we had some all-time greats. That is harsh. Talia Tagovailoa not even projected to get drafted. The disrespect. Duncan left tackle projected to go round 4. Desean Jones round 2. Nick Cross first rounder. Like those are some all-time greats. I'll be absolutely shocked if we have players that reach those levels. But that's a shocker right there. Tagovailoa, UDFA? Yeesh. Signing day, still top 25, which is, I'll take it. I will take it because it's difficult as it is. And look at the 4 stars. Jackson, 4-star quarterback, 4-star safety, 4-star wide receiver, 4-star wide receiver, 4-star outside linebacker, and a top 10 offensive tackle has committed to Maryland. That's more like it. Took us a little bit to get the dust off to make a respectable top 25 for Maryland's recruiting. That's really, really good, especially really only 3 years in. We went up year 4, kind of the parting present from our top elite class, number 23. However, when you look at the depth chart, you're like, it's gotta be pretty tough to finish ranked. Carrickman is going to be our starter, 75 overall, so that's a massive drop off. But that's what happens in college football. A lot of teams, unless you're like a powerhouse, you don't have the depth once in a while. Like you look at Wyoming, they don't think they had the proper, adequate replacement for Josh Allen, right? Got to the territorium. We're going to run the ball. We can run the ball very well. 92-91. Jacobs was a beast for us last year. He's an All-American. We have Raheem Jarrett, 92. Charles Njoku's a 91. Dino Tomlin, I'm actually going to make him wide receiver 3 because he impressed me in that Clemson game. Tight end here, Jackson's an 83. Offensive line, we have Lunsford, 89. Generally, this is the strongest O-line we've had since we've been here. One of the best offensive lines in the ACC, if not all of college football. Defensively, Jalen Alexander, 86, is the best on the defensive line. Linebacking core is solid. It's fairly strong. Everyone, for the most part, at least in the starting position, over an 85 overall. The secondary, Tarheeb Still, who's been a starter since a true freshman, he's up to a 91 overall, which helps out the back end's good. The defensive line's not great, but the linebackers, safeties, and corners are as strong as they've ever been. So this is going to be weird because it's been the offense that's been carrying the load, but obviously with question marks at quarterback, we're going to have to run the ball. We're going to have to play old school football. We're going to have to play like the Steelers of the 70s. We have to run the ball and play good defense to have a chance at competing in the ACC this year. Looking at a recruiting board, it's probably the best it's been in terms of like getting recruits out the gate. We got a 4-star athlete, no 5 stars or anything crazy like that, but I think we're going to be competitive. We got Morales here, an 80 tackle, McGuire, 78 athlete that we're going to be in on, 74 tight end, Larry Williams, number 13. We have a number 4 quarterback, Kyle Crum, 5-star. We're in his top 6, so we're going to go all in. I'm not overly optimistic because those are some pretty big schools, Michigan and Florida, as well as Notre Dame, that are leading for him, but I think we could be competitive. Got another 4-star athlete here, Ken Nichols, with 700 points on him. So I have a chance to, I feel like this could be our best class. Year 4 should be. We've been putting together good football for the last 3 years. People should want to come to this program that we're building and establishing. So hopefully we get a strong class, and we'll be able to carry that into a year 5 ACC championship or bust. But who knows? We're first time we're ranked. Let's be optimistic that our quarterback won't cost us, and we could be competitive this year. Back to the same dealio, sim the whole year, and as you can see, hell of a recruiting class. We got the 5-star quarterback, 78 wideout, 76 corner, 80 D tackle. Still battling out for some other players, but it's already our best class. Had finalists for about every... This is... What? What were we able to do with a bum quarterback? We were able to go 9-3, finish 16th. Unfortunately, no ACC championship game, but we're trending in the right direction. It must have been like a game. Oh, okay. Oh, so it's just Florida State decided to be good again. That was our issue. Clemson is terrible. I'm still not going to take anything away from that victory we had last year over Clemson, but 9-3, we're getting there. And I feel like we did all that, 9-3, with a quarterback who is 70, well, now he's up to a 79 overall, the sophomore Carrickman, who's going to have to compete with, we have the freshman Andy Johnson. We're going to have that 5-star Crum coming in. We'll probably rock and roll with the 5-star. But, yeah, still want the ACC. It looks good, and we're playing a hell of a lot better than I would have expected, especially year 1 or year 2 when we had Tagovailoa. But we still don't really have anything to show for a couple bowl games, but no ACC championship, and we're not really that much closer to a national championship. Who do we lose to? Like, if we lost to, like, legit opponents, I assume, like, Florida State and stuff like that, I'm not going to be too upset, but we have, like, an FCS East loss or something annoying. There. Like, 42-13 to Duke, unacceptable. Beat Clemson. We lost Duke. We barely beat Wake Forest. Assume we lost to Florida State, right? We lost to Florida State, Duke, and West Virginia. Not the best 3 losses I've seen in the world. So, still pretty, we're that much closer, but it still feels like we're that far away. But we still got one more year to go. And in year 4, the Heisman Trophy winner is Will Rogers, quarterback of Mississippi State, excelling there under Mike Leach, 51 total touchdowns. Congrats to him. And we went up a ranking. We went from 16 to 15 during the conference championship week, and we're in the Mayo Bowl again against Nebraska. Okay, mayonnaise is disgusting. I'll say it right now. We're just going to be the Mayo Bowl champs, the kings of the Mayo Bowl. Get an opening drive touchdown there. I did get a little bit of a sneak peek of our stats, and boy, oh boy, we pretty much like a Naval Academy. We had like 2 running backs dominate the offense for us, kind of take the pressure off the sophomore quarterback, and that, that's what it is. But then there comes a point in time when you get a game like this in Nebraska, trying to be the Mayo Kings, you got to throw the ball. And we look like we've done enough. It got close near the end. A little bit of a garbage time score there to make it look a little bit closer than what it was. But 33-30, another bowl victory for Maryland here. Let's take a look at our stats. Who was our studs? Studs and duds. Cargman, 291 yards, 1 touchdown. That's not bad. Running the ball. Isaiah Jacobs. This guy's an absolute beast. If you're a Maryland fan and Isaiah Jacobs is in fact a real player on your roster, which I'm 99% sure he is, hopefully he's half as good as he is here in this state. He's a beast. 154 yards from Charles Njoku. Defensively, Bo Braid had 11 tackles. We had a sack from him as well as Booker. No interceptions, but the Mayo Kings are here, baby. Let's take all that momentum and mayonnaise and bring it into year 5, where we have to go all in for an ACC championship. You're going to look at our studs and duds for this year 4 Maryland rebuild. Cargman finished the year 24 touchdowns, 6 picks. That's not bad for a guy that started out 75, and we thought he was going to be very suspect. But here, we turned into a Naval Academy. Penny Boone, 1,100 yards, 9 touchdowns. 1,000 yards, 14 touchdowns for Isaiah Jacobs. Cargman chipped in with 5, so we just dominated the ground game. And Njoku, 700 yards, 6 touchdowns. 5 and 7 for Rakeem Jarrett, the senior. Tomlin, only 2 touchdowns on the year. Defensively, 73 tackles for the true redshirt freshman, Desean Mccullough, who's probably the best recruit we've landed so far. So I love seeing him make an immediate impact like that. 73 tackles, 5 TFLs, 3 picks. He's a beast. Osita Smith, 6 interceptions. So our defense and our run game have never peaked like this before. We're going to need that to carry over to next year for us to have a chance. Outgoing players. Well, Tomlin's gone. I saw that. We're losing Still, who's been a steady hand in the secondary since we started this rebuild. Dino Tomlin heading towards not the NFL. Probably going to be like an assistant on the Steelers or something like that. Rakeem Jarrett projected to go in the 6th round. Charles Njoku projected to go in the 3rd round. Maybe he might be converting to tight end, something like that. But no underclassmen gone. Still, it's going to be tough to replace these guys. Our final recruited class, I'm proud to say it was our best. We finished 20th in the country. And you look at the schools ahead of us. I mean, I would have liked to say that we could have finished higher than Cal and Michigan State. But I'm happy with it. Kentucky got 4 5-stars. What is this, basketball? Well, we got our first 5-star in Crum, the quarterback. Couple 4-stars there as well. It's huge, man. And the biggest question is that 5-star Crum going to be our day 1 starter? Is he going to be the man to lead us to an ACC championship? We'll have to see after the training camp. So in our final year, we have our best preseason ranking yet. Number 13. If we're going to contend in the ACC, it's gonna be this year. So looking at our depth chart, I decided not to go with the only 5-star. Like, at least we got one. I feel like through 5 years with a not great school, landing 1 5-star means I'm not completely ass at recruiting. But I'm not gonna go with Crum. We're gonna go Cargman. If there's an injury, Crum will be the backup. But Cargman did enough last year to manage games, which is what we're gonna have to do this year because we don't have a lot of help at wide receiver. And the running backs are filthy. Jacobs 98, Boone 97, Brown 91. At wide receiver, we have Destin Hill, who's one of our first 4-star recruits at wide receiver. He's an 89, but the depth after that is pretty bad. We don't have much at tight end either. Larry Williams is more of a blocker. So we're going to have to pound the rock. The O-line's good, though. Christopher Love, 91 at guard. Banks, 93 at center. Perkins there. I think we have probably still a top 5, top 3 offensive line in the ACC. Defensive is a little bit of good and bad. We have the All-American Wilmont at defensive end. Not great, though, in the sophomore outside of that. D-line, we have McBride, the true freshman. Morales gets an opportunity to start. Linebacking core is good. Burgess, 92. We have Hippolyte the second, very fast. 96 acceleration, 94 agility, 91 speed, the senior outside linebacker, the leader of the defense. Secondary ain't bad. Couple 88s there at corner, free safety. Osita Smith, 6 interceptions last year. Comes act as a redshirt senior, All-American, 95 overall. Man, if we could just have him and Nick Cross at the same time, that would have been awesome. And Desean Mccullough, outside of the 5-star, probably our best recruit to date, was very, very productive last year as a redshirt freshman. He is back at strong safety with a 90 overall. I feel very confident of the team. Then again, it's the NCAA sim. It's very, very unpredictable. But I'm saying that I'll be shocked if we don't compete for the ACC and don't represent the Atlantic in the ACC Championship game. So let's get to it. All right, we got to make sure this is out there. We are currently 9-0, number 2 ranked. We somehow went down a ranking from our bye week, but we were at one point number 1. Just in case, we have North Carolina State. We have that Duke spoiler game that we saw last year. We have Boston College, but I even think if we slip up even just one, we still should be at least in the ACC Championship game, but clearly still at this point undefeated. We're looking for another 5th-year national championship opportunity, much like in the Miami Hurricanes rebuild. So we're going to find out if we can go undefeated, have a chance to be number 1 together, as our final game of the year is against ranked number 25 Boston College. Now, they're only 7-4, which is not a super strong number 25 or anything like that, but it's still a ranked opponent, and it still has so much importance on this season. Because if we lose this one, who knows how far we could fall. We could fall all the way down to 5. We could, we'll still be in the ACC Championship game, but we could effectively play ourselves out of national title contention. Here's a look at our record up to date. It's been pretty one-sided. I mean, we played number 23 West Virginia and beat them handedly. Close one against number 4 Florida State. Close overtime victory against Clemson, who was 5-6 at the time. But we now have the proof is in the pudding right here. This beautiful matchup against Boston College. And we're going to hands off, hop in, sim, and see what this damn team can do. Oh, that's phenomenal. Our national championship hopes are in a snow game. This is a big matchup, though. Tails never fails, baby. Oh, and it failed. All right, let's go. I feel confident. We run the ball very well. So it kind of plays into our strengths here. We missed a 53-yarder. Trusting our kicker from that kind of range. Now, I will say that we do have that 5-star quarterback, Crum. And if things look like we need a QB switch, which it's looking like right now, we're struggling immensely on the offensive side of the ball, we may need to consider something like that, because I would be absolutely gutted. If we go, I was thinking 2 losses, was probably going to be at best. Like a 10-2, 9-3 would be this final record. There we go, get the interception. Able to punch it in, tied up 7 apiece. Second half. What is this team going to do? Does it need me to hop in? Huh? Better not. But I will. If I need to. We've missed 3 field goals here today. Let's go. We got 59 seconds. Let's do it live. Let's just throw it deep. Oh my God. Better see the field. We're probably wearing white. Yep. White uniforms. Awesome. Okay, X is our guy. Hill. Oh! Hill is our guy. He is our big play threat. He is our 86 overall receiver with 96 speed. So that is the guy that we are going to try to look for big time gainers, because Lord knows what kind of speed. Like every now and again we get like this one guy like Nichols. I wouldn't be surprised has 70 speed or something crazy like that. Oh, we flit it over the middle to Neely. Like we're in field goal range right here. This is what good teams do. They find a way on the brink of defeat to steal victory from the jaws of it. Let's go conservative. Let's run it. Let's chew a little bit of clock here. Maybe that's a little too much faith in my kicker, but I know we have a good kicker. Like, he was like an 80 overall player when we recruited him, so he's only got better. Going almost backwards. Jacobs still able to gain a couple yards there. 5 yards. 16, 15, 14. Might as well just kick it. Right? Can I? You gonna let me just kick it? Can I go for it? Do we have a good look? It's a weird angle, though, to kick your game-winning field goal, but we're gonna do that. Jesus Christ. Okay. Oh, it's good! And Maryland finishes the year undefeated, baby! 17. Jesus, we're probably not going to get much love for our ranking. We might not, like, that might not be barely beating number 25, enough to put us back up to first. But we're for sure going to the ACC Championship game. This is a miracle run here from the Maryland Terrapins in year 5 of the College Football Revamped rebuild. Cargman getting player of the game. Over 400 yards, 2 touchdowns. Kiss my ass, Boston College. Conference Championship week, again, we'll do the same thing. Maybe even a little more hands-off, because I feel like if we, it's almost too fitting and almost too perfect and almost too fairy tale for Maryland, who's been solid, to go perfect, undefeated, run the table in just year 5 of the rebuild. So we're going to get there. I will exclude myself from any point of this game. Corso is taking Maryland, even though North Carolina has the advantage in a lot of major categories of the more talented team. I mean, you look at it like, what have they done? We've run the gauntlet. North Carolina lost to 16 Florida. They lost to Louisiana Monroe. They lost to Notre Dame. Those are not necessarily bad. I mean, Louisiana Monroe, they're 9-3, but that's not a bad loss. They lost to 2 ranked opponents. They're a solid team. But it's our destiny. It is absolutely our destiny to run the table. So let's go. The ACC Championship, and we're in the snow again. At least we're using bright red uniforms. I'm nervous. I am nervous. This would be so much. It's real though. You don't win every game. And when you do win every game, especially when you go from a sim approach, you know you deserve to win. Because this is the game deciding your team is good enough. Cargan with the interception is not good enough. But your team is good enough to run the goddamn gauntlet. We're up 10. Defense needs to play a little bit better here. We're looking at the 2 of the top defenses in all of college football. And we're going to go into halftime with a 3-point lead. Kick the ball off to the Tar Heels. They get a turnover on downs. Going for it. We're going down here. Missing the field goal. Leaving points on the board, which is kind of what hurt us a little bit last week. We're able to get the touchdown there. They get an instant tutty, which is a little bit lame. We follow that up with a touchdown of our own. Up 4. Yes! We did it! The best play in football kneels to win 31-27. Your Maryland Terrapins, whatever the hell that is. Some sort of bird, probably? On the back of Cargman, 273 yards, 2 touchdowns, 1 pick. We got a rushing touchdown from Jacobs, a rushing touchdown from Boone, 2 of our best players. Nothing great from a receiving standpoint. Ken Nichols, 76 yards. Defensively, we had a sack from Wilmont. No interceptions, but it's a collective effort. And somehow, some way, Maryland had defied all the odds, and in year 5 are heading to a national championship. Heisman Trophy winner Isaiah Jacobs coming in at number 3 for us. For the record, officially went to Jalen Daniels of Kansas, the quarterback, who finished with 47. Yeah, that's pretty good. Some individual success, though. Mosley at linebacker gets the Bednarik Award. Banks at center got the Remington. Well, I mean, that made a whole lot of sense. Jones got the defensive player. Mosley got the Jim Thorpe. Loxley, AP, Coach of the Year. Mike Loxley. I thought we were getting fired, but we're here in the championship game as the only undefeated team left. And we get to take on number 2 Notre Dame. Everyone's taking Notre Dame. Corso's taking Notre Dame. The stats favor Notre Dame. Count us out. Who'd they lose to? They lost their opening game against Alabama, and then they just kicked the shit out of everyone. 18 Michigan, no worries. Miami was a little bit close. North Carolina was close. I don't know, UL? Who's that, just like Louisiana? The Raging Cajuns? Smoked USC by 55. We're playing this game, fellas. We're winning this national championship. Because if there's one thing that I identify as a college football fan, is that Notre Dame is overrated every single year, much like USC, much like Texas, and we're gonna prove that they're an overrated program, and we're gonna drop 35 points on them. Oh, there's phenomenal. That's just simply phenomenal. First play of the game, go for a slant, try to target the true freshman. It actually wasn't a bad read, it was a bad throw. And we give up the touchdown. Guy's so fucking terrible. That's a second drop like that. Hill. There's our guy, our wide receiver one, Desean Hill. Hell of a route. That's all Cargman. Being able to escape the pocket, give Hill more time to get open, and deliver a dime. We forced a fumble. He forced a fumble. Turnover. Go Nichols finally makes a play. He's a freshman. Just run slants. Don't drop the ball. It's not that hard. Running back, run. We gotta run it. I want to go to the running back. Cargman takes the hit. Fumbles the ball. It's recovered by Isaiah Jacobs. You gotta be good to be lucky. Oh my God, that was not good though. Jesus, can't have that happen again. Fumbles it, tries to pull off a John Elway. Fumbles it before he can even try to cross the goal line. But luckily, it's our Heisman contending running back that recovers a fumble for a tutty. Come on, D. Come on, D. You gotta feel, all right. Tied up. God, that was a hell of a floated ball there. From Cargman to Brandon Neely. Like our fifth string wide receiver. Let's get up to the line here. First and goal. Hill is going to be our main read. He is our premier player. We just scrambled though. Oh, the running back, that was late. That was late, and he just knocks him on his fucking ass. Let's go. Notre Dame gets the ball to start the second half, and they're able to march downfield, and it's picked off by Brady Braid. Gets a second turnover, recover the fumble, gets an interception. Let's go. Tied up. It's tied up late in the third. Want to bring the heat? You want to bring the heat? You can't cover Desean Hill with one guy. Go ham. Oh, that's a little easy. Come on. I think Notre Dame might be getting at a point in time. They're going to let us score. 3rd and inches. Heisman Trophy finalist. Come on. Oh, for fuck's sakes. 4th and 1. We go for it.
I'm ballsy. I don't take no shit from anyone.
This is a terrible look that they have absolutely read. I think we have to go for this. We're goddamn Maryland, for God's sakes. We're Maryland! And that's what you gotta do. 4-yard touchdown run. Jacobs, his second rushing, and he's able to recover the fumble. But that's the kind of ballsy plays you need. Come on, defense. For the love of God, 53 seconds. It's over. Fumble recovery. Take the knees. And Maryland, at the end of a 5-year rebuild, is national champions. I honestly didn't think it. I enter this one being like, it'd be awesome. It'd be perfect. Fairy tale, like I said before. Fairy tale ending, but I was like, we might get in the ACC. We might be like a 2-loss, but still represent the Atlantic in the ACC championship game. Did not think we'd go undefeated. Did not think we'd run the gauntlet. And now the bar's been set. Anytime we do a non-premier school for a rebuild, if we can win a natty with Maryland, we should be winning the natty with, or at least have an idea that it's possible. You don't have to be an 85-plus juggernaut. You could win it with a 3-star school that's a 75 or whatever the hell it was when we start, 77 overall. That's impressive, as Maryland is your national champion. So that does it for me today, guys. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. As always, make sure you leave me a comment in the comment section below about what school you want to see next year in the NCAA 14 College Football Revamped mod. Maryland's in the books, national championship. Miami, we brought the U back, national championship. Who is going to be our third school? That is up to you guys. But that'll do it for me today, guys. Thank you for watching. As always, if it's your first time stopping by and you like the NCAA content, you like the College Football Revamped content, make sure you hit that subscribe button because only more of it's going to be coming on the channel. Thumbs up. All I ask is a thumbs up. If you like the series, if you enjoyed the video, thumbs up helps me a whole lot on YouTube. And that does it for me. I'll see you guys in the next one. Thanks for watching. I love ya. Enjoy the playoffs today. I'll see you on the next one. Peace out.